A very warm welcome to one and all present. Today we are going to take up a few questions from the third sample paper of class 11th economics. First question 29 asks for the implication of free entry and exit under perfect competition market. Well, since there is free entry and exit, firms can only earn normal profits under long run. As if supernormal profits are earned in short run, new firms would enter the market, resulting in increase in market supply and decrease in market price. This would wipe off all the extra profits. Also, in case of abnormal losses, few firms would leave the market, resulting in increasing market supply and hence price. Again, this would wipe off all the extra losses. Next question asks for the difference between monopoly and monopolistic market. Definition of monopoly is type of imperfect competition where a seller captures majority of market share due to lack of competitors. Definition of monopolistic is that it is a type of imperfect competition where many sellers try to capture market share by differentiating their products. Hence, there is only one player in monopoly but many in monopolistic. Also, degree of competition is very high in monopolistic but nil in monopoly. Barriers to entry are high in monopoly and low in monopolistic. Demand curve is steep in monopoly and flat in monopolistic. At last, we can also add the point that price is controlled solely by the seller in monopoly but is also influenced by a buyer to some extent in monopolistic. Question 30 is a very easy and direct formula based question which asks for the price elasticity of demand. As we have already studied, price elasticity of demand is percentage change in demand divided by percentage change in price. Given that elasticity of demand is 0.2 and percentage increase in price is 0.5%, so the decrease in demand would be 5 into 0.2, that is 1%, which is our answer. Question 31 asks for the relationship between MC and AC via diagram. So the relationship is, if MC is less than AC, AC must be falling. If MC is equals to AC, AC must be constant. And if MC is greater than AC, AC must be rising. This was the case of diminishing cost as we can see in the figure 3.21. But in the case of constant returns, AC and MC curve will be same and parallel to x-axis as shown in figure 3.23. Question 32 asks for a chain reaction when demand of a good is decreased in the market. Decrease in demand will shift the demand curve towards the left. This results in excess supply at the point of older equilibrium, which results in increase in competition and hence decrease in price. Now, as price decreases, demand would increase as the law of demand holds true until the excess supply is wiped out. This results in an overall decrease in equilibrium both price and quantity. This can be easily understood via given figure. Question 33 asks for relationship between TU and MU via diagram. As you can see in the figure, TU increases at a diminishing rate with increase in consumption as MU is positive. At maximum point of TU, MU becomes 0. This point is also called point of satiety or full satisfaction. At last, when consumption is increased, the point TU starts falling as MU becomes negative. Last question of the day is regarding the law of variable proportion in terms of TP and MP via diagram. Law of variable proportion defines the relationship between TP and MP, that is total product and marginal product. When MP increases, TP increases at an increasing rate. When MP declines, TP increases at a decreasing rate, resulting in maximum point of TP when MP equals to 0. At last, when MP returns negative, TP starts falling. All this is explained via example and table on the next slide along with the respective diagram. With this, we end the session today. Hope you enjoyed learning. Thank you.